Hi friends, this is Geography Girl Jamie with Around the World in Homeschool Days. And today we're talking about the Baltic countries. Those are Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. Now, as you can imagine, there was no Enchantment of the World series for us to read all the history and background of these countries, but I used the travel book by Lonely Planet Kids, and it had just enough information that we could use as a jumping off point for anything we wanted to look up online. So this was Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. And look, it's almost Easter for us here. And we have Easter eggs, and then we have this hill of crosses in Lithuania. That looks really cool. So we'll probably look up a video about that. Travel book. I always like using that for the smaller countries. And for Estonia, I was able to find a fairy tale in this book. Giants, trolls, witches, and beasts. So it's called The Devil's Bridegroom. And this is written as a comic book. So it's like this, which my kids love. Look, she's in a sauna, which I love because Estonia is very close to Finland. So they share this love of a sauna. So that is one Estonia fairy tale, or folk tale, I guess. I also bought this book, A Year Full of Stories, 52 folk tales and legends from around the world. And there is one called The Empty Barn, a Latvian Story. So that was a fun fairy tale. This younger brother, even though he is smaller than the other two, is very clever. So he actually outsmarts them all at the end and wins the prize. So another Latvian fairy tale I found was kind of similar. The Castle of the Cats. This is a Latvian folktale, but they set it in Ukraine because Eric Kimmel and Katya Karenina have ties to Ukraine, it says at the end. So this one has to do with three brothers again, and the youngest is what they call a simpleton, and he still manages to do better than his brothers. And what I noticed when I was reading this is the wonderful illustrations. You can see that it's like kind of paper collage, but done in such a way. You find one page that impressed me greatly. This one. Isn't that really cool? These are torn bits of paper, but it's all swirly and it looks just like this horse is getting mired down in the muck. The colors, like everything, it's perfect. So that's the Castle of Cats. Unfortunately, there is no extra information as to how the illustrations were created. So that's just my own guess. And Lithuania, Words on Fire. This is about a girl who is living in Lithuania in June 1893 is when it starts. So before World War II, before World War I. This is when the Russians invaded the first time. I guess it was before Lithuania even became a country. So she is delivering a package at the request of her parents, all alone, and it says, "Conjoining the underground network of book smugglers give Audra a chance to rescue her parents." Sounds really good. We've already started it, and the kids just want more and more. Don't stop reading. So that's when you know it is excellent. The Singing Revolution. This is a DVD that my library had. I was so delighted. It is about how Estonia sang its way to freedom. And I read this whole pamphlet first. And it talks about how Estonia and Latvia and Lithuania have very similar cultures and cultures of singing. And this is about the end of the Cold War. So if you have kids who are early elementary or younger, probably skip chapter 2 because chapter 2 is about World War II, and there is just some really graphic footage in there. Even though it's black and white, I was uncomfortable letting my kids see that. So the first chapter is about singing, and then it kind of does this flashback into history, World War II. So if you skip over the second chapter, it's not violent from then on. You might see some soldiers, but there's no point blank execution or anything like that. So that's all I have about Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.